Keeping equipment of all kinds lubricated and moving is a big job, and even more challenging when conditions harsh and hostile to normal lubrication complicate the process. Today's lubrication requirements demand well-engineered and technically advanced oils and greases that deliver peak performance in a wide range of operating parameters. Power Up Lubricants of Calgary, Canada has met this challenge with ThixoGrease, a unique multi-purpose grease. The unique chemistry of ThixoGrease provides superior protection under virtually all operating conditions. ThixoGrease covers operating temperatures from 570 degrees Fahrenheit to minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and excels where high loads, moisture and humidity, and extreme pressure are present, and anti-wear and corrosion resistance are important requirements. Many times, the right lubricant means the difference between operation and downtime.
Bearings fail for many reasons, but the main reasons for failure are inadequate lubrication, the wrong lubricant, improper mounting or installation, overloading, excessive speeds, contamination such as dirt or moisture, and too much lubricant, which causes overheating. I've investigated hundreds of bearing failures, and lubrication-related problems make up about 40% of these failures. Most bearing failures that are caused by the wrong lubricant or inadequate lubrication begin at the boundary lubrication stage. That is, when the lubricant film is broken and metal-to-metal contact occurs. When this happens, a condition called smearing occurs, and a very fine frosted appearance on the bearing surface results. As the condition worsens, adhesion occurs and metal begins to get pulled away from the surfaces. This stage of failure is called peeling, and the bearing that you see here shows these conditions. Note the damage on the inner raceway and the rollers where adhesion has occurred and peeling has resulted. Remember that these exact conditions can be caused by overloading or overspeeding of machinery beyond its design limits. So it's important to select the right grease for the design application in the first place and then operate the machinery correctly. Corrective action may mean selecting a grease that will withstand the conditions under which the bearing operates, such as moisture, contamination, heavy loads, or high temperatures. Major bearing manufacturers' references illustrate many different causes of failure, including those which are related to poor lubrication or the wrong lubricant. These booklets, from Torrington, NTN, and SKF, all illustrate common failures caused by poor lubrication. These are typical of lubrication-related bearing failure. Using the wrong grease for the operating conditions costs industry hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. Most of these losses are unnecessary. Proper grease selection is absolutely critical to the maintenance of your equipment.
ThixoGrease is the answer to high-value lubrication solutions. ThixoGrease is made of an over-based calcium sulfonate base, which has advantages long known to lubrication engineers. Calcium sulfonate has been used for years to provide detergency protection, rust protection, and extreme pressure properties in lubricating oils. Now, thanks to Power Up's advanced development efforts, this technology was formulated into ThixoGrease to meet the demands of the marketplace. Virtually all of the properties of ThixoGrease are derived from this complex chemical compound. Wafer-like platelet, which make up ThixoGrease in combination with Power Up's unique eutectic film formation, forms an easily sheared film providing extreme pressure and anti-wear protection. ThixoGrease was especially designed for industrial, automotive, and fleet applications. ThixoGrease outperforms other premier greases such as lithium complex, aluminum complex, and polyurea in many areas. Power Up believes that anyone who understands the advantages of ThixoGrease will never settle for anything less. Let's look at the significant characteristics required of a premier multi-purpose grease and what this means to your equipment performance every day. Power Up believes ThixoGrease technology to be the best available in the world where rust and corrosion are problems. Here, a range of competitive formulations are tested, including Power Up's calcium sulfonate base in a salt fog environment. ThixoGrease outperforms the competition by a factor of 10, still performing after 1,000 hours.
We were really expecting when the boat was built to be replacing the bearings at least every couple of months. And we're going on 2 years. 2 years. 2 years.
We've inspected the bearings.
Yeah. We were going to change them just for the heck of it, and didn't. There's no wear whatsoever.
ThixoGrease also has excellent water-resistant properties. When mixed with 50% water, it remained virtually unchanged. In this specially designed water wash-off demonstration, the superior performance of ThixoGrease is easily seen. ThixoGrease resists washout and softening in an environment where water contact is unavoidable.
Our level lines on the trawl winches is where we've been most impressed with it, and our bearings that are
Conveyor bearings running virtually submerged in salt.
virtually submerged, and the life we're getting is incredible.
ThixoGrease has extremely high temperature tolerance with a dropping point of 570 degrees Fahrenheit. In a dropping point ASTM MD566 test, ThixoGrease does not become fluid at temperatures approaching 600 degrees Fahrenheit. One of ThixoGrease's greatest attributes is its thixotropic characteristics, which allows ThixoGrease to return to its original structure and consistency when cooled, vastly superior to lithium and polyurea grease. This means no oil separation. Another high temperature performance test is the ASTM 3366 lubrication life test. This shows the ability of grease to lubricate ball bearings for extended periods. Here, the test shows the ability to work under light loads at elevated temperatures at high speed. ThixoGrease's performance was excellent. Quality has been engineered every step of the way into ThixoGrease to give you the assurance of consistent performance in high temperature conditions.
We've been running our bearings at high temperatures, and that's our operating temperatures are up around 350, 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Bearings are up in the maximum top range of their speeds, and ever since we've been using the ThixoGrease, it has really made a difference and reduced our downtime.
ThixoGrease withstands extreme pressure far better than either lithium or aluminum complex grease. ThixoGrease provides outstanding boundary and hydrodynamic lubrication in the most demanding applications. The Timken OK load test and the Shell 4-ball EP wear test demonstrate the extreme pressure tolerance of grease. Both tests are performed by loading the devices until scoring and seizing occur. As you see, inferior greases will seize under moderate pressure, resulting in significant damage on bearings and machine surfaces. Once again, ThixoGrease significantly exceeds the performance of inferior greases. Oxidation resistance is an extremely important property, since oxidation can lead to base oil degradation. Here, panels were coated with a thin film of grease and placed in an oven at a temperature of 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 100 hours. The competitive products baked or turned into hard residue, while ThixoGrease's calcium sulfonate base remained soft and smooth throughout the experiment. The 4-ball wear test demonstrates a grease's ability to provide wear protection for extended periods of time. ThixoGrease demonstrates minimum wear on bearings, which translates into longer life and efficient performance even in equipment many years past their prime. Unlike other greases, ThixoGrease does not soften when worked, so it stays where it is needed in the bearing. There, ThixoGrease shows no change in integrity and consistency, even when worked at 10,000 and 100,000 strokes in the ASTM D217 work stability test. Cold weather poses difficult problems for equipment. Again, ThixoGrease demonstrates an ability to pump easily and starts with low torque. On the USS mobility test, ThixoGrease performed well at 0 degrees Fahrenheit with 0.12 grams of flow per second and had a starting torque of less than 10,000 grams per centimeter at minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Bearings will be protected and move freely during startup and continuous cold operating conditions. As you can see, PowerUp's continuing commitment to lubrication excellence means outstanding performance for you and the life of your equipment. Repairs are expensive, not to mention costly downtime. PowerUp's super high-performance ThixoGrease is the answer to your tough lubrication problems. Regular use will maximize the performance and life of your equipment and give you performance peace of mind. ThixoGrease works exceedingly well in all manner of applications, but particularly where high temperature, extreme pressure, or contaminated areas including water pose problems for traditional lubricants. Power Up ThixoGrease is lab tested and performance proven, a superior high performance grease. It is the only grease you may ever need to buy. Contact your local ThixoGrease sales representative or call 1-800-661-7777.